Let's get to the 9K and above range. Talking 9K players, talking 10K players. Scotty Scheffler's at the top of the board, $11,200. Rory, JT, Burns, Cantlay, Xander, Spieth, Sungjae, Neiman, Finau, Keegan, Brooks, Tommy, Seamus, and HV3 make up the rest of the range here on DraftKings. And I think, I think what's going to happen, I was thinking about this earlier, like where are the popular spots going to be in terms of ownership this week? And I think it's really going to be from Neiman up. I think that lower 9K range is probably not going to be super popular this week, given where did my freaking uh, DraftKings go? Sometimes when I don't have Pat here, I got to do so much multitasking. I actually need him so that while he's talking and I'm ignoring him, I can be doing stuff and then you don't know I'm doing it. And right now, see, I'm talking to you about it just so I can stall for a second. So I think that popular range is going to be that Neiman and above at 9,400 or where's he at 9,600 and above. Keegan's going to be one that might garner some ownership. Northeast dude, he's going to continue riding the hot form, but people are pissed at Harold Varner. Probably people are pissed at Tommy Fleetwood, Tony Finau. Maybe Sung JM at 30% ownership, missed the cut. I think those are all interesting names that could be interesting pivots in this 10K range. I think Rory, I think Burns, and I think Cantlay will be fairly popular. I'm not sure what to make of Xander. Like, did Xander disappoint people last week or not? Because I mean, he played. I mean, he finished okay. I didn't have any of them. I guess he finished 14th. So I guess he didn't really disappoint anybody. I saw so many people talking about him winning last week. I was like, what the hell? I was in Scotland and I was like, what has happened with Xander Schauffele? Why do people all of a sudden? Why is everyone loving Xander to win this golf tournament? What has happened? What's going on in the U.S.? Because I don't understand how all of a sudden now everyone thinks Xander's going to win. So that's why I had this weird feeling that like Xander disappointed people. But how could he have disappointed people finishing 14th? That's great for Xander at a major. Jeez. But what happened while we were in Scotland? Everybody thought Xander was going to win the golf tournament. This is very strange. I thought it was like it was weird. I just kept seeing it on Twitter and stuff. Very rare moments that I got to check Twitter because I just played 153 holes of golf in 6 days. So that's what I did. My body is hurting. Okay. Very, very badly. I'm 38 years old, but I feel 58 right now. So in this range, I think Rory, I think Burns, Cantlay. I think that's where people are going to go, right? And I listen. There's no reason to fade hardly any of these boys. I think HV3 is the guy to avoid. I think something's going on with him, or was going on with him last week. He may need a little time to recover. Wink, wink. He may be fine by the time ball's in the air on Thursday, but he's in 9K. I think he's probably the fade here. Brooks probably going to withdraw, at some point, or what would be a real Brooks move is because now, the rumors start circulating today. I mean, they were already circulating, but more rumors start circulating today that he's joining Live. And what'll probably happen is like, I could see Brooks being a total, douche canoe and going like on Wednesday, committing to the Live, like after his press conference is over and after the press conference where he like denies everything. And then he commits Wednesday, like after his pro-am, or he sends out some cryptic Instagram or Twitter thing again on late on Wednesday night. And then he plays Thursday. He tees off Thursday because the tour hasn't been suspending guys on Live until they hit a ball, in the air at Live, which is also weird. I can see Brooks doing something like that. Brooks is he's probably a fade too. So I'll give you two fades. Pat's not here, two fades, bing bong. You're welcome. I think Scheffler is going to be very much in play for me. Scheffler continues to be. I feel like people like maybe the shine's wearing off a little bit, or people don't want to keep believing, but the dude's still the dude. He's got his boy Ted Scott on the bag. Ted Scott won this golf tournament with Bubba. This was a Bubba course for all those years, right? This is one of those Bubba tracks, I think. So, I mean, I think at 11-2, people are going to continue to not play him. I think people will play, keep playing Rory. They'll go to Sam Burns. Like I said, I'm interested to see what happens with Jordan Spieth because, he was sick early in the week last week. People, were worried about Jordan or talking about Jordan before lineup lock last week. and then he didn't play great. He didn't play terrible, but he didn't play great. But he did a lot of, the ball striking was there. He was kind of average, right there. I think he lost like minus point 0.1 strokes putting or something like that. But the ball striking was fine. Putter wasn't great. And that's kind of been how he's been lately. But the ball striking has been good. He's coming off some great finishes. He hasn't done much here since he won it, I believe, in 2017. But I mean, obviously, he's playing well. If we can get a lower owned Jordan, if people are still a little hesitant on Jordan, I would be very interested in that. And I'm very interested in Sung Jae at 9,700. Missing the cut on the number, I can usually, it's not that big a deal. People like calm down. And if you look at what he did, he had a rough day. He had a rough couple days with the irons. Let's see, round one, he had a bad day. Round one, he lost 2 strokes approach in one round. That's hard to do. Lost 2 strokes in round two. He gained like point 0.6 strokes at the U.S. Open in order to miss the cut by 1 shot. Not a big deal. Like, not a big deal. Sung Jae's a great player. He's great, top to bottom. He does everything very well. He's got a T21 here, a T58 here in 2020. I think Sung Jae is for sure in play. I don't mind that at all at that 9,700 range. I mean, Neiman's always tempting to me. So, I mean, I think any of these guys up here we can talk about other
DB,
than
what do you do with Finau?
what do I do with Phoenix
I
producer
mean,
Sam
playing great, but missed the last 3 cuts at Travelers.
playing great. So Tony Finau, where he be now? He be at home early from the U.S. Open is where he be.
Mhm.
Let's see. Tony Finau at the U.S. Open still gained strokes everywhere, but off the tee. It was really bad round two off the tee, which I'm guessing is I didn't watch it. Like I said, I was in Scotland, so I'm assuming he was a little wild. I doubt he's like clubbing down and at Brookline and still sucking tit, but I think here he is probably more likely to club down. But yeah, missing 3 cuts here, he's going to be low. I think he's going to be low at 21, 22% at the US Open on average and missing the cut and coming off of 3 straight miscuts here at the Travelers. He's probably going to be pretty low. But it's not like this place couldn't work out well for Tony Finau. So, I mean, he's an interesting pivot. Runner up at the Canadian Open the week before, fourth at the Charles Schwab. I mean, he's a very interesting pivot to me. That's what I'm saying. I think the only guys that I would really ignore are HV3 and Brooks right here. And then we play some leverage game. We find some pivots later on in the week once ownership starts to shake out, and we go from there. I think the name that is for sure, I feel like is for sure going to be over, under rostered is Scotty Scheffler. So for me, I think Scotty for sure, and then we'll see how it goes. And I think a lot of roster construction is going to lead people, like I said, above Neiman, and then that 89 to 86K range is going to be popular. We'll get to that, and then kind of the mid sevens is going to be popular. So, Finau's probably going to be, low owned, and you may be tempted. So, it's a solid field. It really is. When you look at this 9K and above range, it's solid. And there's a lot of guys playing well right now. So, check the ownership stuff. Remember what we talked about at the top. The U.S. Open, you can eat some chalk, just don't eat a lot of it, and let's have a day. So that's kind of your 9K and 10K range. I do want to bring people's attention to our friends at Front Nine. Front9coffee.com is golf coffee for golfers, and they're locally brewed, locally roasted, and started right here in Augusta, Georgia, in our hometown. And they've chosen to support the Tour Junkies for the long haul. They're supporting the Tour Junkies at the live golf event in September that I'm pumped about. And you can go to front9coffee.com. That's front, the number 9coffee.com, and use promo code TJ10 to get 10% off your entire order. And we got some news. They've heard the cries. We've had some people, messaging. They love the coffee, but we also had some people saying like the shipping stuff was a little complicated, or it was a little the pricing was off. The Front Nine Coffee, they responded. This is how great it is. This is how great it is to work with local, small businesses, right? Let's support small business here. They've already responded with flat rate shipping. So if you have an order of $25 or more, you get $6 flat rate shipping anywhere in the US and Canada. They also now have a sampler pack available. So if you want to try some of these flavors like fried egg breakfast blend, which I drink every morning, Captain's Choice Kahlua Caramel, Lauderdale Light Roast, pick it up pecan, and it is pecan, okay? They got the match play flavor, and coming very soon, me and Pat's own individual flavors, which we've finally nailed down. The packaging is getting ready. It's going to be delicious. You're going to be able to order each of them and tell us, which one you think tastes better. Probably mine. But anyway, you can order a sampler pack, get all that stuff. And listen, it's fresh. When you order it, they haven't even roasted it yet. They're going to roast it a couple days later. It's going to be fresh. You can do whole bean, or you can grind it and do coarse or fine grind. It's going to be delicious. Okay, I promise you. So if you drink coffee, support these guys. Front9coffee.com. They've supported us, and they're going to support us at the live golf event. So thank you to them. We appreciate it, Front9 Coffee.